Good morning, Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, and other distinguished guests of this council. My name is Kenneth Guthrie, and thank you for having me here today for this opportunity to speak with you about some issues that impact our city. My intent is to educate you about some of the environmental influences on crime trends and hopes that you will use this information to educate others about criminal behavior. The environment around us is ever-changing, and with change comes opportunity. For criminals, it's an opportunity for them to attack us. For us, it's an opportunity to educate ourselves and others about how offenders and crime trends adjust when their environments are changed. I've created this short presentation to inform you of 4 of these factors. Please note that these are not all inclusive. There are other influences, but for time's sake, I will only cover these 4. These 4 influences are weather, family and friends, technology, and education. Weather affects all of us in different ways. It can make us feel good and alive, or it can make us feel grumpy and terrible. We love our sunshine, and we delight in the snow on the ground, but with these perks come security issues. Extreme hot temperatures can cause physiological changes in our bodies, like stress and agitation. This can lead to more fighting. We all hate working in the cold, and it's no different with the criminals. Extreme cold tends to make indoor crimes like home invasions and burglaries rise, while the outdoor incidents tend to fall. Most of our major holidays fall in and around colder months. Holidays such as Christmas cause drastic increases of crime in and around our shopping malls. Natural disasters like the hurricanes along the Gulf Coast of Texas and the wildfires in California can devastate large areas of our communities. Before, during, and after these events, evacuation zones become havens for criminals. Crimes like looting and larceny are everywhere. For weeks after these occurrences, scammers prey on the naive, uneducated, and elderly. Family and friends can be beacons for guidance. Without them, one drifts like a raft on the high seas. There's no point of reference to right one's course, so he must go with the ocean currents. Failed parenting causes the children to look elsewhere for guidance. Sometimes this is foul advice. Dysfunctional families usually have no authority figure present in the home. Consequently, there's no one at the helm to steer you in the right direction. Mounting debt and little income can result in financial instabilities. The stress of maintaining a home and raising children can sometimes be overbearing. This can cause one to turn to a life of crime to compensate for shortcomings. Peer pressure can weigh heavily on one's conscience. It can persuade one to do the wrong thing just to fit in or to be cool. Unfortunately, the same happens with gangs on our streets. Trying to fit in with one of these groups usually means you're on the highway to jail. Youths in broken homes look in all the wrong places for guidance and usually find bad advice from these gang members. Technology has allowed us to keep tabs on our friends and families no matter where they are. Unfortunately, this gives the criminals the ability to keep tabs on us too. Social media sites like Facebook and Twitter are wonderful, and it can let us know in real time what's happening with our friends and family. The criminals know this too well, and they use this information against us. They pry into our lives and read our personal posts. By doing so, they can even tell if you're home or if you're away on vacation. Social media sites have given us a new word: cyberbullying. The bullies love this because now they can torment their victims right from their own bedrooms. Our laptops, PCs, and cell phones are here to stay, and with each passing day, they get smarter. Criminals have figured out a way to eavesdrop on our conversations and obtain confidential information on us. Surveillance cameras are everywhere today. Technology has allowed for these gadgets to become so small that perverts hide them in places like women's dressing rooms and restrooms. Many merchants today fall prey to phony card swiping devices. Any place a card can be swiped is vulnerable to being hacked. Techies and geeks can now steal your credit card information right off the magnetic strip without you ever even taking your wallet out. The internet was originally developed by the military to send top secret information across secure channels. Not so much today. There are dark places on the World Wide Web, known as the Black Web. Unspeakable crimes like human organ sales and human trafficking occur every day. It's a known fact that high school dropouts have a higher propensity to get into trouble. High school dropouts commit about 75% of the crimes in the U.S., and about 1.2 million students drop out each year. That's one student every 26 seconds. There are too many pitfalls and dangers out on our streets that lead to a lifestyle of crime. Undereducated children in poor neighborhoods usually seek guidance from friends who are abusing drugs and eventually become ensnared themselves in substance abuse. This adds one more addict or dealer to our streets, which in turn increases crime in our communities. It is very important that parents talk to their children to warn them of what is to come from choosing a lifestyle such as this. If warnings are not heeded, a long-term prison sentence is right around the corner. It is also important to remember that keeping students engaged in school activities keeps them off the streets and away from the drugs and crime. So, in summary, physiological changes in our bodies due to extreme temperatures can potentially cause us to commit a crime such as assault. We also know that dysfunctional families have a higher chance of being exposed to criminal activity, and that it is important to advise our children about associating with wrong crowds. We know that our cell phones and other electronic gadgetries are almost too smart for our own good, and that we must educate our young adults to recognize crime for what it is and avoid it at all costs. Okay, once again, I'd like to thank you for this time that you've given me today to give you this presentation. With our chairman's approval, this meeting is now adjourned. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending.